Yay!
Hey! Well, this is going to be fun because
Yeah.
this is part of my Los Angeles tour through all these interesting startups.
Very cool.
So who are you?
I'm Ariel McNichol, and I co-founded a company called mEgo, mego.com, mego.com.
And what does mEgo do?
It's an online portable profile, so it kind of actually puts a face, literally, to your profile. It goes and it aggregates your profile from all sorts of different places.
Like where?
Like right now from MySpace, and you can have your Twitter tweets and your YouTube videos and your Flickr photos and your photo bucket photos. And soon we'll be tapping into the Facebook API and the High Five and Bebo, and you'll be able to aggregate all of the content, kind of like the About Me stuff from them. But as well, you'll be able to, or you can currently actually, also aggregate like everything kind of that makes you yourself online. So that's a lot more than just About Me. It's your photos and videos, and then we also have kind of the ability to express a bunch of other content, so like what your favorite foods are and what you like to buy and who politically you like to support, etc. And we wrap that all into this case called mEgo, which is kind of like an avatar, or if you don't like avatars, you can look like your own photo and mix it with icons.
Yeah. So it's you won the TechCrunch, or you were part of the TechCrunch 40 event last year. What's happened since then?
Since it's been really exciting. We kind of stayed stealth and didn't really launch until January. We had kind of our early alpha beta in the fall. And so in January we launched, we had about 2,000 users, and now we're at about 250,000. And we've kind of doubled in the last, I think it's about 8 weeks. So it's really exciting. So the curve is really going up really quickly right now.
And
great.
Why did people get attracted to it? What is it about joining all these sites together that you can't get just from going to Facebook or just going to MySpace?
I think the marketplace is finally kind of ready and seeing that, boy, I use my tweets to do this and I use Facebook to do that, and so it's finally like people are getting a sense about who they are online is a lot of different things, and aggregating them together is not just a destination like FriendFeed, but aggregating them together is something that can in and of itself be portable, is something that's useful. And so that utility combined with something that's like kitschy and fun, because right now we're kind of targeting young women to use mEgo by its kind of more kitschy fun UI, that it's kind of like hitting a point of traction with our user base.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
I think that's going to be a major differentiator, because I'm on FriendFeed and I'm on Social Thing, and I got to get on mEgo now because I didn't even know about it. And the design of each of those, some people don't like FriendFeed. It looks very sparse and very Spartan, right? I like that because I'm more of an engineer kind of attitude. I don't want a lot of weird, kitschy stuff on my page.
To go on.
But I think that's going to be a major differentiator for how these aggregators are presented to the world.
And I think also, I mean, I love FriendFeed, and we're actually going to be able to, we have an events pod coming out that will syndicate your FriendFeed as an event pod. They're a destination, though, and so we're really trying very hard not to be a destination. We want to be a utility that goes to destinations, because we want to really decouple the profile from the destination as kind of an objective. And
so you want to be able to put mEgo on my blog or whatnot?
Yeah, and it is. Like now we're very popular with bloggers, sorry, probably because we launched at TechCrunch, and that was kind of more popular with bloggers to put mEgos on their blogs. So it allows you to kind of express who you are in a very small footprint on your blog or on your handset, in a way that if you were just using a feed from FriendFeed, you get this linear feed that didn't really organically navigate to different parts of your profile. So what mEgo's really tried to do from the very get-go is to make sure that we design it so that it can grow an entire profile. So it's who you are linearly, like your events, but also like who you are by verticals, like food and videos and activities. So we've really organized kind of the personality into these verticals that you can navigate through the
That makes sense,
avatar.
because on Facebook I've marked that I'm into skiing and I'm into photography. When you go to FriendFeed, you don't see any of that, right? You just see what I wrote on Twitter, you know.
Exactly. So we have like the sports and leisure pod, which is literally your feet. I know this is where like the leap of faith starts, and where you get, it's like what at first, and then you get it, and it's really obvious and exciting. But so the avatar acts as a navigational device to your content. So your eyes literally hold like what your videos and what you like to see, your favorite TV shows, your feet, literally sports, where you like to go, where you like to travel. And so we've used the body as a navigational device into content, which we actually have a patent pending on.
Now that's interesting.
Yeah.
Are you hooking into some of the travel sites, or what's the one I've been using? I've been reporting where I'm going on all sorts of different sites. And do you use that to build a profile? Like
we could.
You've been to Italy or something
Yes,
like that?
those types of data would definitely be in there. So right now you can syndicate any RSS feed on the mEgo. We have an RSS reader. And then we did go and pull in like anchor tenants to the various verticals that are the most popular in their class. So, but due to time constraints, we haven't gone to do like every vertical. So we've done Twitter and Delicious and YouTube. So, and we've made it so that you don't have to leave the widget to experience these things. You can see the tweets within the mEgo. You can play the YouTube videos. You can see your last FM playlist, etc.
Okay.
Embedded within there. So we made this experience where you're able to really experience all the feeds within the widget itself, so you don't get pushed back to the destinations. Yet at the same time, we give credit to the publisher so that on third click through, it does go back to the publisher. So we're not combative to these publishers. In other words, like those RSS feed providers eventually do get traffic back, and for the wars between Facebook and Google and MySpace about owning the profile, we do take that profile data and it is a click-through back to the destination. So we're not really threatening to them, even though we're saying we're the ultimate profile because we combine all these things. If someone wants to use OpenID to sign on, we're OpenID compliant as of August 1st. We launched that. And then in theory, if Facebook and MySpace both like eventually kind of go the same route and say use your Facebook account to log in third-party places and they provide a feed to the right data, we'll syndicate that feed.
Interesting. Are you going to become a social network then? Because if I join mEgo and I start putting in all this profile data, you're going to start learning who my friends are.
Yeah, well, we have different goals with it. We're really trying to avoid becoming a destination. What instead we're trying to do with that data is eventually, let's say we will, not we, if, but when we have kind of reached the tipping point where we have critical mass, we'll open our API to third-party places so that, yes, they can see the friends feeds from your different destinations, and as a destination themselves, be able to use like, oh, let's use mEgo as kind of a plug-in to our social network right as from the get-go, and we get this added value of this huge community with all this detailed profile information. And I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's all right. The mics won't pick up your phone.
Oh, good. That's great. It never rings. Anyhow, so there's an advantage to third-party places in the long run. And then we have a very benevolent ad model, but as you can imagine, like all that profile information does lead to kind of a different, a kind of added value, more detailed analytics about profiles, and we intend to kind of expose that to the users so that they can be empowered to know how they're being targeted and let them participate in the revenue growth through donations to nonprofits of their choice. But also we will expose that to social networks to be able to, like if a mEgo is on their site, they are better able to target ads to that user.
Got it. And are you making money totally by advertising revenues?
Yeah.
Or tell me, how are you?
So right now we got really lucky. Right after we launched, a big WPP who has an agency called Wonderman, who's the agency for Adidas, and they saw mEgo and decided to build a whole campaign around mEgo, and they paid us a lot of money to do so. So it was great. We have this campaign. It just ended on Adidas.com, where we did an iframe version of the mEgo engine and put in assets for Adidas and Missy Elliott, who the contest was for. And so users went there and kind of created these online profiles and literally dressed themselves in Adidas wear. And by doing so, they put out their mEgos on their Facebook, MySpace, High Five, Bebo, etc. sites with a call to action to vote on me to become one of the new faces of the Adidas Missy Elliott line of clothing. And they were able to achieve kind of broad penetration into different social networks of a campaign through user-endorsed kind of advertising. Yeah. So it was really successful, and we're really excited. We have a whole bunch of other
What did you learn from
brands.
that? And do you think that that style of advertising is going to be popular in the future?
I think it's huge because if the user chooses to kind of endorse the ad for their own reason, they have they have a loyalty to it that I think outlasts like standard marketing widgets. If they have proactively chosen to do something and literally put their profile in it and made it a part of who they are and talked about themselves, we have these incredibly great shelf life of the mEgo widget. Like people put them on their sites and they just don't seem to be taking them off. And then for the brand themselves, they get to really kind of engage with the user in a different way. So they give them all these options of how to dress themselves, and they're seeing, oh, the users find this part of the campaign to be the most popular. And then, of course, they get to syndicate on the mEgo. They were able to syndicate literally items for sale for their campaign and everything.
Yeah. Before we started, we were talking about the iPhone. What are your plans for that,
so,
and how is mobile changing what you're doing?
So mobile, actually, the genesis of the idea started as cross-platform need to have control over your profile across different platforms. And mobile, I come from a mobile app development background, dealing with like really crappy low-end handsets.
Yep.
And it's such an exciting time right now to really be able to have the iPhone there is this just really user or developer friendly platform. And so the user interface for mEgo is perfect for handsets and small screen devices. And it's always been a dream to have mEgo as kind of your sort of launch pad on your handset as well as on your desktop, and have it be as a sidebar. And so we have in development kind of the private sidebar mEgo app for the desktop, which is an always-on utility that doesn't take up your whole screen to see all of your feeds and to see alerts from your different places. So I really think in the next 5 years, like 5 years ago, who would have thought that we would have, little tiny chips that were holding gigabytes of information. And 5 years from now, where we're going to be with mobile and just our day-to-day kind of digital life, it's so exciting, and it's really a call to kind of, I think, user interface designers to really come to solutions that are user-friendly so people can kind of conceive of how they can access all their information. And that's, mEgo's really centered on making a user experience that makes cohesive sense for users on mobile.
When I was talking to Dave Morin, the guy who runs the Facebook platform at Facebook, we were talking about why shouldn't there be a Facebook hotel someday? Because Facebook knows more about me than any place else, right? It knows not just my name, but my age, my gender, my religion, whether I'm married or not, my musical taste, my activities that I'm into, whether I'm into skiing, and on, what kind of art I like, and then it has all this stuff, photos and videos that I put into it. Do you expect that we'll see something like that with the profile data? Because, and certainly with advertising now, this is an interesting time for advertisers because they can very specifically target, I want an 18-year-old woman who is a right-wing religious nut who likes Daft Punk, and you'll find 15 people in the world who have that kind of demographic.
And that's a huge CPM value for them, right? It's like huge. I think that it's definitely going that direction. I think brands and we all have the responsibility and the need to make sure that our users feel okay about it. Like Beacon was a disaster, and it was not a disaster in technology. It could be brilliant. It was a disaster in user endorsement. And so I think as a brand, we're from the get-go making sure that we design this so that users feel empowered. And I think that's something that Facebook's going to have a big challenge about, is just making sure that people see Facebook as something that's helping them and is benevolent and not like exploiting their data. And so it seems so emotional, but emotions and brands are so important. And I think that as we grow in our abilities to target people, we just have to find innovative ways to make it useful, but also to make people feel empowered and to do things with it.
Yeah, that is a big challenge for people in your position. Anything else you'd like to tell me about mEgo before we get a little demo?
No, I think I think I think I ramble so much.
No, actually, it was very interesting.
Oh, good.
Because you're seeing
Yeah.
a part of the world that very few people see, and
Yeah.
really are thinking about new kinds of advertising that not many people are seeing.
Yeah.
And
Maybe I'd say right now, it's hard as an entrepreneur we have all these ideas and all these plans, and where the site is at right now is like, a fifth of the way there. So it's really exciting to be growing so quickly. It's also really stressful to be like, okay, we're having this interview, you understand where we're going, and then where you see the site right now is like a fifth of the way there.
Why are companies like yours happening in LA? Is it because MySpace is down here? Or?
That's a great question. For me personally, I spent most of my career in the Bay Area, and then I ended up in London during the dot-com bubble burst. And when I came back to California, it was so depressing out there, and yet housing was still really expensive. And I had this dream of taking a year off and finding a house and fixing it up. And LA was much cheaper, and so it was an accidental thing ending up down here. But now I sort of feel like defensive, like LA's got a great tech scene, It's not all
600 people showing up at the Twist Up
Yeah.
tonight, which is, this video probably won't be up for 2 weeks, but the
Yeah.
Twist Ups are just, they
It's
turned away
amazing.
500 people.
Yeah,
right?
I couldn't get tickets. I didn't get them fast enough. I was
Oh,
not
you
going to
didn't?
go. Yeah, it's
the
really
girl
sad.
who controls them is outside.
I gotta go beg her. Yeah, no, it's so exciting because I think we're the underdog of this town. Like, it's definitely still the film industry. When you're in bars or restaurants, you don't hear people talking about like their new .com. But we're here, and it's exciting. Like, mostly on the west side, I guess, in Silver Lake. But it is exciting in its own way to be with the underdog town of development.
Very cool. Well, thank you, and I'd love to get a look at what you're doing.
Oh,
so
great.
Let me get behind the camera.
So what I'm showing you here is mEgo on my MySpace page, and I'm also going to show you the exact same mEgo on my Facebook page. So what you get here is like literally my entire profile within this small amount of information, small space. So when I roll over the mEgo, I get literally different verticals and body parts. So if I click on them, it pulls up little information pods. And right within here, you've got things like the YouTube player. So right here, it's going to play a feed from my YouTube account. It's a little slow right now, which is probably the internet connection here. But so this is me rambling on about the iPhone mEgo. Anyhow, you can go also to the menu, and you'll see all of the different verticals of information we have here. So we have literally, for example, a feed to your Amazon.com wish list. So if it's someone's birthday, you want to know what to get them, you go and you look at their My Stuff account. And if I click through here, it will actually go to the Amazon.com wish list. And then earlier we were talking about sports, so there's the sports and leisure pod. And I'm not a huge person, so I wanted to put a little quiz there about what people think that I should do in terms of my sports and leisure. And I've got links to all of my sites and the bookmarks, and I've even put my email addresses, etc. And I've got feeds to my Flickr account, my photos in here. Anyhow, I just want to show you, I think you're getting the idea of what mEgo is right here. Mm-hmm. It's really a way to get to me everywhere else. One other thing I'll show you is people can leave me notes here, and this also is going to be syndicating your notes from from Facebook, MySpace, Bebo, and High Five coming in the middle of August. And I'm going to just show you a totally different looking mEgo. We get mEgos on a ton of blogs. So here's some person's blog, and that she's designed her mEgo to kind of look like this. So she's got the same verticals there. It's her own campaign. And I'll take you to mEgo.com. And here on the home page, which is actually going through a redesign, it will be launched August 1st. You can see mEgo can look in many, many different ways, including, I'm going to just scroll to one that does not have an actual avatar, which I'll get to. So this guy, for example, he didn't want to have an avatar. He just used his photo. And so we have icons to all of the different verticals there. And then if I change my mEgo or any of the feeds that it carries, it's automatically instantly changed on all of those mEgos, which I can show you very quickly if I go to like the looks background. And later this month, we're going to be coming out with like a really full-on avatar engine because our young ladies have really been asking, I want to dress my avatar literally with different hairstyles and clothes. So I can put like a different background there and hit save. And then I could go back to my MySpace page. And if I hit refresh, you'll see it's instantly refreshed. So then And because it's taking feeds from everywhere, the same thing. If I uploaded a new photo to YouTube, new video to YouTube, it would instantly be there, or new Twitter tweets, it would instantly be there. So here's a look at the iPhone, and this is a really crude emulator. It's exactly the same product as it is on the PC. The difference is that there's not going to be any animation actually on here, and then it calls up information a little bit differently. And it will tie into the address book, into location-based services. But basically, you can imagine that you're in a bar and you meet someone and you want to know what they like to drink. So you could go and click on their stomach, knowing that that's where they keep, their favorite drinks. This young lady likes lychee martinis and coffee, and so you can go there. And you also have more information to be able to talk to her about. And then, now I'm really reaching into the far future here. Not that far, but you're going to have to wait until December because we've just started development on this. This is going to be available as a sidebar and also on the phone. And what this is, we call it your private mEgo, and this is for your eyes only. It takes the same metaphor of the body as a navigational device, and is really the kiosk for you to be able to get to everything you want. So it basically aggregates tons of widgets in here. So in the ears, you've got literally your Pandora player and what would be a feed to an audio player.
That's cool, because we were listening to Pandora on the way down here.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
And then let's say you're about to jump into traffic, you click, and you know that if you click on the ground that you're going to see your personalized pull-in from your local traffic map with Google and your local weather. And so this is basically your personal butler, and we will syndicate kind of best-of-breed utilities in here. Hopefully we'll find a great anchor partner for an online wallet that's very secure. And then autofill pods, so you don't ever have to fill out anything for the second time ever again.
Very cool. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Where do we find it?
www.mego.com.
Very cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.